Welcome back. We're going to do the next in a series of lessons. Last thing we looked at was using the if and else statement and logical comparisons. And what we should be doing for today is we should be doing iteration by looking at for loops. However, we're going to have a little bit of a skew where we're going to look at string manipulation for today. String manipulation is something that you'll be often asked to do. Remember, a string is actually just a series of characters, like a string of characters. And so the three methods we'll be looking at today is length, so that you can find the length of a string, so you can maybe find out what the last one was, for instance. Char at, so we can take out an individual character in that string. And then finally, we'll be looking at substring, so you can actually look at a series of substrings, so like a section of it, rather than just one character at a time. Okay, great. So I've got set up a little class here. In fact, I've got comments here, so that was / to get comments. Let me introduce you to how to do comments in multiple lines. So you can do / and asterisk, and then what we're going to put down is, this is a reminder for myself, string manipulation. What are the things I talked about? Well, I'm saying that we're looking at length. We're going to look at char at, and we're going to look at substring. Okay, and then down here, then I can put my code. So let's have an individual string. I know, test equals computer, no, not computer science, TLDR computer science. Okay, so I've got this string. Let's say I wanted to take out an individual character. So I can say char first to get out the first character equals, I need the name of my string, so test. Now I just want to pluck that t, that first t, out of it. So I go dot, because I'm using one of the methods. You can see it's right there at the top, char at, capital case AT, capital case A, because it's camel case. Open a bracket, and then in here, this is the number where you can actually find your item. Now, for some people who maybe not used to using strings, let's do another little bit of learning here. Inside a string, you have what's called the index. And then the first one is at position 0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then T would be at 10, E would be at 11, etc. If I do char at 0, it's going to pluck out that T. It's still stored there. So when I say pluck out, it's going to take a copy of it. So it's not like it's removed it. And underneath it, I could say, I don't know, the first letter is, and I'll go plus first. You can just plus concatenate a character to a string, and it will become a string. Any primitive data type that you stick onto a string in Java gets converted, casted for you. If I run it, it will say the first character is T. If I change that to 5, what do you think that's going to do? Well, shall we see? If you predicted it was going to say C, you were quite right, because you see that's the 5th character to go along. What happens if I changed it to 4? What would you expect to see? Nothing. Not right. It's actually extracted, or copied rather, that space that's there. Space is a character, like a letter, like a number, it is still a character. So just remember that when you look at your strings. Okay, neat. So let's go back to what the first character was there. How about I want to now get the last character. So char first, no, last, dot test, dot char at. And to get the last one, I'd have to go and count along. So I've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 20. And I can say, move from next line, the last letter is, and then plus last. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm going to say it's just computer science, no TLDR. What do you think is going to happen when I run it this time? Shall we see? Oh dear. It says string index out of bounds. Why out of bounds? Well, because I'm saying I'm going to go at character 20, and you see 20 will be over here somewhere. So that's not fine. So 20 only worked if I happen to have a 20 character long bit of string. I need to use something else to find the last letter. Here's what I can use. The length command. So what's the name of my string? Well, that was, oh, in fact, you know what? I'm going to do it on a separate line. Int last pos, last position, equals my string, test. I'll do dot. Remember, again, that's going to bring up all these different ones here, and you get to see lengths right there. What is length going to bring back? Length is going to say the total number of characters. I want to make my life even easier just to have computer. You can see here, I've got 0 to 7, but how many characters? Is there 7 characters? No, there'll be 8 characters, because counting it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to say 8. So if I put last pos here, do you think that's going to work? Shall we see? Again, it's out of bounds. Why is it out of bounds? Because I'm looking for the 8th position, which is here. So actually, to get the last position, I'd have to go last pos, and what's the solution? -1. And now when I run it, it's going to return. What happens if I change it to just comp? What do you think is going to happen? Is it going to say array out of bounds? Let's see. If I run it, nope, it's totally fine, because now when it calculated the length, it'll calculate it as 4, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 characters, and length pos -1 is there. Okay, let's go back to computer. So we've got length, we've got char at. Let's say I wanted to have this bit in the middle here, puter. Now what I could do is I could say car letter let1 equals test.char at 3, and then do another character, another character, another character, another character, and then just stitch them all together. I could do that. Or we make use of our new skill we need to learn about, substring. So that was our last one here. So I'm going to say, what am I going to say? I'm going to say, let's do this first of all. Char middle, so I'm going to get the middle bit, equals test, but that's the name of my substring, of my string. And you see it's down here, substring. In this case, it's not camel case. Substring is all lowercase letters. And let's have a look at this. In fact, I'm going to remove this first and last bit of code, commented it out. For substring, I'm going to say I'm going to start at position 3. So I'm giving it one command, and then we'll see what happens. Why is it not happy with me? So in theory, it should take PUTR, so it should start at position 3 and go right to the end. Is that going to be a character? No. It's going to be a string, right? Because even though it's a smaller string, it's still more than one character, thereby it's a string. And then I can print it out. And let's just print it. I can just print it out directly so we can see it in action. So hopefully it should say puter. Let's see what happens. Puter. Okay. If I change that one to, if I changed it to 5, what do you think is going to happen? Should we see? It will change it to ter. So with a single, with one command, what it's going to do is it's going to start at that position, wherever it is, and go to the end. Now, let's try it with 2. So let's say I'm trying to just do put, the PUT bit. So I start at position 3, and I go up to position 5, right? So 3, 5, start at index 3, and go up to 5. And I'll run it, and it should say put. It does not. The second command, the second index in that you're doing for your substring, needs to actually go one more than the index you're looking for. So in this case, I'd want to go up to 6 because I want the put. There we go. Okay, brilliant stuff. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Here's the challenge. We're going to take in, what are we going to take in? We're going to take in, you can use this bit of code here, and even the middle bit. I want you to take in computer, and I want you to be able to use the commands you've done right now to output R, OMUTEC. What am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to take the first character here, put it at the end, take the last character, put it at the start, and then the little bit in the middle stays the same, see? Okay, that's your little challenge. Take in a string. You want to take the first and the last, like I've done right now. You want to take the middle section, and then you can just stick them together to actually output it together. Okay? Best of luck.